Good morning. Today I did the reading at 7:09 a.m. Today is February 9th, 2025. We get a lot of nine energy today. So a lot of people needing to pull back and reflect. And this is a 2-0 energy or 20, quite karmic, and all about relationships, how you interact, what you say, why you say it, and how you might be impacting people. And today is Sunday for the sun. And the beads today are red garnet or sunstone red garnet for vitality, concentration, enthusiasm, rose quartz for proper communication, amethyst for peace of mind and emotional harmony. These would be the beads I would recommend today. And as I have mentioned, and I need to put my own beads on, I use malas. And this is an example. This one is green, and it reminds me of my heart chakra with jade and dragon's jasper. And today I'm going to also use aquamarine and moonstone to kind of enhance my own personal sense of energy with the earth. The earth is 108 times smaller than the sun. So let's go ahead and begin the reading. This is the Voyager Tarot today that I am using. And we get the Nine of Cups, which is going to be an element of water involving the Wheel of Fortune and the moon. It is the second decan of Pisces and is going to relate to Jupiter. It is a fire energy, and Jupiter being our largest and most prominent of our fire, Sagittarius. Then we have the Sage of Wands, which again is going to be fires. We have a fire water polarity today, and it's all about the perfection of fire involving Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. What are these cards saying to us today? Well, I had a little bit of a question this morning. I don't always, but today I did. And I'm going to just say I have been very concerned about some of the pronouncements and headlines of the readers, and I'm actually avoiding any viewing of these particular readings because I'm finding them to be perhaps a bit clickbaitish and fear-mongering. And I think right now we are all going through enough. We do not need fear-mongering. So if you're a reader, please do consider carefully what you say to the public. Sometimes I find myself so frustrated, as I mentioned previous to the election cycle, that I was not seeing what the readers were actually saying to be accurate and correct. And I was very fearful myself that we were going to get just the opposite of what they were saying. And exactly that happened. We did vote. We did get enough votes in, but that's not the way the outcome came. So we have to be mindful. There are other factors at play here. And when you make it seem you know things that you don't know for sure, it creates problems in the public. So it's time to consider the balance between your personal emotional fulfillment. Maybe it brings you in money. Maybe you can get people to buy readings from you if you're sounding kind of like you know what you're saying. But right now, we need leadership and action with integrity, inspiring others to see beyond the rhetoric. We must think critically at this time and stay grounded in our personal truth and rise above the fear-based narratives. Now, why? It's all very concerning. But as readers, we must be careful about what we say. As I've said, many using fear as a type of headline. My concern is this distorts and creates anxiety. We have opportunity here to go forward in blind faith, embodying the uncertainty we have with optimism, recognizing a higher order is at work within this chaos. In this mindset, resilience and hope are possible. And it is something we really need because right now, so many are panicking. It clears our minds to properly navigate times. We need proper discernment. We need balanced perspectives that leads to constructive actions rather than fear-induced stagnation. Walk away from the fear baiting. When you constantly engage in fear, it creates anxiety and stress, as well as cognitive distortion, causing problems with recalling what exactly is happening. This impacts our hippocampus, distorting our perceptions, impairing learning, and making information harder to process. People, please keep in mind, a lot of what we're experiencing is being done to us purposely. So we must learn to avoid this, as it is about decentralization. It's about disengaging us from our truths and our unique abilities. We've become hypervigilant and emotionally exhausted, deeply eroded. And we need to get a handle on this so we have resilience. Critical thinking can and will create the proper balance to the narratives. Maintain your own sense of well-being. Many at this time wanting for themselves. And I'm just going to say this. I think our new currency is kindness and generosity, a higher consciousness. And we are in some ways separating from energies that are different than us. And so I don't know what it all means, and I'm not going to profess that I do. As a reader, I want to say this. I know that it's one of 97 possibilities. And to tell you that I know it exactly to be this or that, I'm misleading you. I can only give you a general sense of the energies and its truth. And I'll be right in the general sense. But to drill down and tell you, oh, they're in there and they're going to take all of our money, we don't know that. And we don't know that the system, if they do take all of our money, if that's the case, that it isn't for our best. We don't know. We don't have enough information. So let's go ahead and continue. The Sage of Wands is going to be fire and perfection of fire. This is going to be Aries, about our freedom, Leo, about our identity, and Sagittarius, about our faith, enthusiasm, spiritual development, and proper understanding. Vesta, the god of hearth and home, a lineage of spiritual souls, keepers and watchers of the flame. Our Sage of Wands is our page and our immature messenger. And my question was quite simple. Are these readers getting this information right? I've more than one time contacted them and said, I'm not sure, I'm not comfortable, and have gotten absolutely no capisci, not even a thank you for pointing this out. So it is hurtful, but I knew that we were in trouble at the elections this year. And I know that everybody that does this work and tells their stories has the best of intention. But we're in a learning status. And information in this state gets twisted, likely due to fear and personal bias. As readers, it's easy for us to be impetuous, thinking we know things, thinking we have the 411. I want to offer a lot of caution here. We offer up how we personally see things with our own personal bias. And it is not always accurate. We don't always have the scoop. We might get excited and think we do. We tell our stories without considering all the possible side effects and impacts. Many readers feel they're about to break away and tell us the story, while others have other ideas. And there's a lot of opposites. You get one reader saying one thing on one side of the coin, and then the other saying, just the opposite. It's all rather confusing. No one knows for sure what it is, as it is not up to us in some ways. It is a creator's prerogative, if you will, to do as we are seeing the intended directions. Our sage, as a seer here, a wisdom and spiritual guide, learning to take mastery, it takes time and practice. And it's meant to be done only in higher conscience or higher consciousness. Fire carries light, symbolizing clarity and vision. And in a shamanic sense, we are healing wounds so deep we are not conscious enough of our own pain. Our sage shows a collage style, asking us to seek with proper depth as we are needing to foster our own intuitive insights. Each one of us, we each have a unique perspective to offer. But understand that right now, what we are experiencing is quite complex, quite deep. And I'm going to say this, the astrology is clear. When Pluto stationed, went direct, it is still in detriment. It is slow to bring justice. And until it is out of detriment in 2026, which means it's in its next sign, which is going to be Cancer, we are going to be feeling like we're running for our lives. So develop a plan, develop a strategy. How are you going to manage this energy where you feel hunted down like a dog for someone else to have power and control over you so they can lift their leg and take a piss on you? You've got to be mindful of what you're exposing yourself to. Myself, I don't watch media at all right now. I'm not watching any of the readers with the exception of 2. And the reason being is they have not catastrophized and sensationalized. And I think that's important because I want to maintain my sense of inner peace and balance through this process, because probably I'm going to make better decisions if I do. And if that's helpful to you, please like, share, and subscribe. Join me, leave comments, because this is a time like no other. We are in history, people. And thank you so much for being here with me today.